This week I was asked to write a reference letter for someone. Now, I may be a little bit weird, but I enjoy writing reference letters for other people. I like thinking about people's positive traits and marrying the characteristics that I've seen in them with the job that they might be applying for. And when I do write these letters and I send them to them to be reviewed to make sure that I've included everything they like, almost invariably I get a response back that goes something like this: "Wow, I didn't know that I was that good. You made me sound great." And my response is almost invariably thinking to myself, well, you are great. I didn't say anything in this reference letter that's not true. This is who you are. And I hope you understand that about yourself. So here's the practical takeaway that I want us to do in a world that's torn apart by bitterness and anger and envy and jealousy, and the only way I can make myself feel better is by putting somebody else down. Let's stop that. We're Christians. We're bigger. We've got eternal life. We've got God on our side. So here's the practical step I want you to take, and it's pretty simple. And that is, be someone's reference. Now, you can do this by writing them a letter if you want to, or telling them, thinking about it and telling them about those positive characteristics as if you were treating them as a reference letter. And don't make this really hard. I mean, this is really simple. I mean, just off the top of my head, I mean, you can look at, I love the fact that Dale is so passionate about telling others about Christ and his vision for the church, and that people like Rachel and Kelsey are such creative and solid writers, and they come up with so much wonderful stuff. Just like Kelsey's message this week that really dovetails nicely with this sermon, as I'm sure you've figured out by now. People who work behind the scenes like Mark and Lisa and our nursery workers to get things done. How much I appreciate them. Lamar and Betty, their faithfulness, who were here at our church from the very beginning. Even the people who have the skills to build our church, like like Curtis and Dwight. I mean, it's incredible some of the things that we've got in this church. For somebody like Cheryl, who herds cats constantly and keeps us organized and on track, because that's the gift God has given her. So you see, it's not hard to think about all these positive characteristics in the people that we're surrounded by. And think of what a difference it would make in our lives if we would speak these positive characteristics into others on a more frequent basis. What would that do for our church? I tend to think our church would be overflowing with people who wouldn't want to come to a place where people are telling them you matter and you are important, because you really are important. So in closing, I want to show you what that looks like. And bear with me just a moment, because this is a creative way to do a reference letter. And it looks something like this. I'm going to turn this around. And there you can see behind me, these are a bunch of people that I really loved deeply for a period of time. And they loved me in return. And part of their reference letter for me is when I got done working with youth, they put this collage of pictures together and signed off on it. And I keep it in my office to this day as a reminder of, you know what, John, you do matter. And that's what I want you to do, is to be a reference letter for someone else. May God richly bless you this week, and may you stay safe as we deal with some really crazy situations out there. God bless. Thanks.